We need to be protecting our jobs. We need to be looking out for the citizens of our state.
Okay, I think closing statements, since I went first. Doug, go ahead.
Sure. I appreciate you all coming out here today for this debate. It's been a great day. I'm a fourth-generation West Virginian, and I think you need to look at the experience that each of us brings to this role. I was a prosecutor for 5 years. I've served in the legislature for 10 years and worked with both parties, many times crossing my own party on things that it wasn't popular. But most importantly, I've been a job creator. In 2012, he attacked me for being a part-time lawyer. I represented a company, worked on the board, did some things, and they were in trouble. It would have been about a loss of 350 jobs. So I asked to run the company for several years, and I've done that. If you look today, I just got a report, we have 920 jobs. I'm the only candidate in this race that has signed the front of a check for a West Virginia person, for one of our citizens. We've got big challenges in this state. Jobs, substance abuse, which we spent a lot of time talking about. And really the question is, who do you trust most to deal with this problem? Somebody that's been a prosecutor, somebody that deals with employees with substance abuse issues and having deterrent programs and things of that nature to deal with it. And somebody that hasn't taken one penny from the pharmaceutical industry. There's been plenty of negative ads, so I'm not going to attack him in this last part. Each of you has an opportunity to look at the records, go out there, and vote for the person you think best will represent you, not the special interests.
I think this election is about a very clear choice. There are two fundamentally different philosophies at stake here for the future of West Virginia. On one hand, you have an Attorney General who has a strong conservative record over the past 4 years. I took on the EPA when it wasn't the easiest thing to do. I took him all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court, and I beat him. And I will beat him again and again and again. I took on the tough fights that no one else wanted to. I created the first ever disability fraud unit within the Attorney General's office, saving $1.2 million in 6 short months. We worked to not only keep the federal government off our back, but to make sure that we were really fundamentally addressing the substance abuse epidemic in our state. When you create the first substance abuse fighting unit in the office, ensuring that there are lawyers and investigators brought to bear to handle serious issues, that makes a real difference. We also ended the Friends and Family Plan in West Virginia that Doug Reynolds wants to restore. We returned $33 million back to the state's general fund and her taxpayers and cut outside counsel fees. Now this race is about clear choices, and I think if you look at Doug Reynolds' record, it's one that's very thin. Doug doesn't respond to the fact that he's been a part-time lawyer over the last 4 years. It's true. Yeah, he's working in business issues. This is a serious job for a lawyer. And he does not know what he's doing with respect to how the office operates on the most basic level. That's why he filed legislation which would have limited my ability to sue the EPA, to challenge sexual abuse when there may be conflicts, and ultimately to put a wrench in the Attorney General's ability to do good things for the state. The direction of this campaign is clear. I think Doug's embrace of Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and a liberal philosophy is in stark contrast to what we've been able to do. And I'll end with one final point. This is a race about who's going to protect the working man. Now, on one hand, you get a rich guy who's never really had to work for anything in his life, and he parachutes in, barely practicing law, and he is spending millions and millions and millions of dollars that he's inherited from his family fortune. I've worked hard my whole life. I came and brought myself up from my own bootstraps. Youngest of 4. My dad was a World War II veteran. My mom was a nurse at the Veterans Administration. We didn't have much money. I worked hard. Doug Reynolds doesn't know the meaning of a hard work ethic, and we are not going to let him buy